Let's all relax, guys. Let's all grab a drink. We're calm. We're calm. We're cool. We're collected. We're not going to overreact. We're not going to rage. We're not going to call wargaming retarded. We're not going to do it. Captain, in today's development blog, we will be showcasing 3 new premium ships, including one you can visit today as a museum. Huge. Tier 7 cruiser. Don't give a shit. Won't ever play it. Ultralight cruiser. Okay. A ton of range, because that's the only way you'll ever survive in it, of course. HE and AP. Yeah. Dead on arrival. Does it get a heal? That's all that matters. Probably because it's new, right? ECP, exhaust smoke, fighter. Okay, so no heal on a tier 7 cruiser. DOA. Aberdeen. Aberdeen. A hypothetical edition of the Belfast Edinburgh class, which could have been completed in the 1950s following a modified design and the most modern artillery systems of that time. The cruiser is named after a port city in Scotland. There you go. High rate of fire. Twin... Okay. Carries 8-inch weapons. 8 such weapons. With AP only. Okay. She has good concealment. Compared to her peers, she also benefits from being more agile while losing out the number of guns and torpedo tubes. Okay. Short burst smoke. Standard repair. Okay. Lacks the alpha strike necessary to stop determined attacks. Of course. Of course. Okay, so we're a Neptune with how much worse DPM? Okay. 3 torps per side. That's pretty bad. Pretty bad. How about the AA? Short range 245. 266, 112. So like okay, like okay anti-air. 11.6. You get down to like 9.2-ish. 15.8 gun range. Actual reload is 3.6. 8 guns, 3,200 a shell. Yeah, that's wrong again, right? That doesn't seem right at all. Is this actually the DPM? It loses 11% DPM. Oh, I meant to look at turret traverse. Yeah, Neptune is 18. Plymouth has 22.5. So if you're thinking of this to Neptune the same way Plymouth is to Minotaur, this gets a giant DPM boost, a better smoke, better turret traverse. I mean, for God's sake, bro. The ship is almost just better than Plymouth. Guys, this thing has no DPM loss over Plymouth, even. 427, 426. It is 93% the DPM of Plymouth with a better smoke and a better radar. This is 10 km radar, lads. Right? Yeah. Brother, what the hell? Seriously, what the hell? This is a better Plymouth. And it's a tier lower. It's better than Plymouth, dude. Okay, hang on. Let's check the concealment real quick. What's the concealment? 11.6. 9.4. So you have what, 0.2 worse concealment than Plymouth, but you have better radar. So it is an objectively better Plymouth, but a tier lower. See, this is why I feel like I have to be missing something. I have to be missing something. Because, like, this just can't be, right? I mean, this cannot be. 93% as much DPM, better smoke, lightning turret traverse, one less torp per side, way better radar. What I'm missing is it'll be pay to win. I mean, for real. I mean, bro, this is a better ship than Plymouth. And it's a tier 9 version of Plymouth. And it's better. Yeah, they're going to sell this thing for a fucking fortune, aren't they? Yeah, but Plymouth doesn't get this. This gets the same AP as Plymouth. This gets identical guns to Plymouth with 7% less DPM. But it gets the lightning turret traverse, aka it will have more DPM than Plymouth. Because, like, if you part of Plymouth's biggest problem is the firing angles and the turret traverse mean you miss out on a lot of damage because you're turning your guns and turning your boat. And they're saying that this is an Edinburgh or a Belfast. If we look at Belfast, guys, we look at Belfast 43 for a moment. Okay? 3940. If we look at Plymouth, 4447. And keep in mind, this has twin turrets and Belfast has triple turrets. This will have better firing angles than Belfast 43. It'll have slightly better angles, just like Preußen does, because it has less barrels in the turret. So it's going to have way better turret traverse, way better radar, way better smoke, better firing angles, and it's going to lose 1 torp per side compared to Plymouth. Look at the hit points, 39k. It's almost as good. Only 2,000 less HP. It is quite simply a better Plymouth, a tier lower. No, it does not. It gets the normal, like the Plymouth heal. Well, I mean, we don't know for sure exactly what kind of heal it will get, but it's going to get like a quote-unquote normal heal. It'll probably still heal 50 Citadel like all the other cruisers in Britain do, but I mean, that thing is like giga busted. Plymouth buffs incoming, guys? Confirmed? I mean, you literally cannot release this ship without buffing Plymouth. Like, that would be insane. It's a better ship. It's going to have more effective DPM due to the turret traverse. It's going to be more survivable due to the firing angles, the turret traverse, and the better smoke. It's going to have more utility with the better radar. More utility, more survivability, more effective DPM. Loses 1 torpedo per side. It's just like a weird hull paneling thing. I forget the Monmouth and the Gibraltar. I didn't catch him, but at least on Gibraltar you can cope into saying that it can do something Monmouth can't do, right? Now, is Monmouth twice as good as Gibraltar? Yes. But it's not the same. It's not like an identical, like, you know what I mean? It's not the exact same boat with the exact same gimmick, but better. This is the same ship as Plymouth, but just better. It is just a better ship, dude. Wow. I mean, that is wild. I mean, we're just straight up making a tier 9 premium version of Plymouth that's better than the tier 10 Plymouth. Okay. I mean, by all means, make cruisers great again. You know what I mean? Like, I've said this many times. I have no problem with overpowered cruisers. Because, like, the most overpowered cruisers still get one shot on cooldown by battleships. Now, what I don't like about this is going to be, like, the most toxic tier 9 ship in the game in your DD. Right? Like, It's going to be the most toxic tier 9 cruiser in your destroyer. Because people are bringing a Plymouth into tier 9 with none of Plymouth's downsides. Is there an AP only VV? Well, there is Atlantico and Valparaiso, but they have crazy secondaries, so no, there is not. I mean, this is wild, dude. Oh, and it does get the improved. It's the improved short burst smokes that some of the other cruisers get. Some British ships get the gimped ones and some get the good ones. So this gets the good ones. 5 charges base. Normal hydro. Bro, this ship is going to be insane. It's going to be fucking crazy. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, I wanted to check one last thing. Does Plymouth at least get, like, way better anti-air? Plymouth gets 63 long, 236 medium, 134 short. Okay. This gets 245 short, so way better. 266 mid, better. 112 long, twice as good. More it even gets better anti-air. What are we doing? guys, what actually are we doing? This is an objectively better Plymouth in a tier lower. Actually, what are we doing? Plymouth gets 5.8, and it gets the long range. Oh my god. It actually has twice as good of AA. So it has twice as good of AA as Plymouth, twice as good of a radar as Plymouth, a significantly better smoke than Plymouth, more effective DPM due to the railgun, the rail speed turret traverse, and DPM that's only 7% worse on paper. So you lose one torpedo on each side of your boat to get better effective DPM, infinitely better radar, infinitely better anti-air, infinitely better. It's just better. Are we making an overpowered tier 9 cruiser, boys? I mean, listen. I love it in the sense that we're going to make an overpowered cruiser in tier 9. But like Plymouth enjoyers are in fucking shambles right now. There's guys, I want you guys to realize something. There is someone who bought Plymouth for, statistically speaking, okay? Someone purchased Plymouth for steel the day this devblog dropped. I want you guys to wrap your fucking skulls around that. There is statistically someone in the world who purchased Plymouth for steel and then read this devblog 10 minutes later. My god. It's just better. It's just so much better. It's actually so much better than Plymouth. The AA is twice as good. The radar is twice as good. The smoke is twice as good. The guns are way more effective. Oh my god. Okay, alright. That's the craziest power creep I've ever. I think that might be the new power creep king, boys. People are playing Plymouth instead of Sphere, that's on them. Yeah, but I mean, like, I agree. But I mean, dude, they could have at least given this thing, like, remember the original math that I did? Remember the original math where I mistakenly typed in 4.7 instead of 3.6? That would have actually been, that's what the reload should be, okay? The wrong math that I just did should be the actual reload this boat has. And then you'd be like, all right, it's got the better smoke, way better radar, way better anti-air, but it is noticeably gimped on DPM, even by Plymouth versus Minnow standards. But no, 7% less DPM than Plymouth. 11% less DPM than Neptune. What the fuck are we doing? Okay. Dutch submarine. Dutch submarine. Oh, once there was a Dutchman, his name was Submarine to Yin. He made the finest airstrikes that you could ever expect. One day wargaming began to tinker, they tinkered up a machine. Now all the cruisers, DDs, and BBs will never more be seen. Oh, Mr. Tonyan, how could you be so mean? We told you... Okay, alright. The last of 4 Dolphin class of submarines built in the Netherlands after the Second World War. Their hulls consisted of 3 separate pressure hulls, allowing them to dive deeper and with greater stability. Oh no! The class formed the core of the Dutch submarine force during the Cold War. Tonyan herself was decommissioned in January 91 and is now a museum ship. Oh. While subs usually strike from below, Tonyan can also strike from above. It's pronounced Tonine? Okay. Tonine will also have access to airstrikes, mostly similar to those aboard her surface-dwelling countryman Utrecht. However, they will... Oh no, not a shorter range and an extended reload. Oh no. Also, between deploying both, so they sequentially reload. Well, that's... Oh, no. Okay, let's let it pan out. Also, they can only be deployed when the submarine is on the surface. Oh, no. Oh, I have to surface in my submarine. Oh, no. Due to a technical issue, it will be possible to launch airstrikes from periscope depth during the first stage of testing. Why even test it? Legitimately, okay? The super shit testers are gonna launch shit planes from periscope. So, like, you're just gonna get irrelevant data from... Alright, whatever. Her torpedo armament is fairly conventional, similar to that found on the best tech tree sub in the game, aside from K1, albeit both torpedo types will have shorter range and lower damage. Oh no. You will have 4 torpedo tubes fore and aft, meaning she can launch only a limited number of torpedoes, but has equal firepower regardless of which way you're pointing the hull. Oh my goodness. Her consumable layout will carry the same Oh, of course. As well as the enhanced rudder gear consumable. She has good battery capacity and not... Alright, boys. Good underwater speed. Now, we've got K1 that's like 16 knots underwater. We've got U-4501 that's like 38 knots underwater. We've got like the American subs in the upper 20s, the German subs in the upper 20s. So I would say good speed would be like 30 knots. Let's find out together. As for downsides, oh, wait a minute, there's downsides? Hold on. I don't like that. Doesn't make me feel good that my new sub has downsides. Low number of hit points. Okay, so like 14,000, like U-4501, trust. Meaning you will not survive much in the way of return fire. Well, it's a good thing I can go under the fucking ocean! In battle, Tonine will perform fairly similar to German submarines, with their familiar, albeit lower damaging torpedoes. She will, however, stand out as being able to deploy airstrikes to aid your team in dealing with those pesky dugging, not the pesky cruisers! Oh my god. It's not enough that I can surface and dev strike them with torps from 3.1 kilometers. I need to airstrike them now, too! Oh, they're so pesky! Good management of your positioning will dug in enemies, guys. Why are people dug in on rocks? Why are people dug in on islands? They're dug in on islands because they're playing a ship that can't fucking survive if it's spotted in the open water. They have to be dug in or they're fucking dead. They don't have a choice. They don't want to camp the rock. I mean, some of them do. They can't help it. The Vermont one-shots them. They have to be dug in. Oh, vey. All right, let's see it. Armor 19. Low HP. Low HP. Low HP. All right. It's low. Sonar, okay, alright, alright. Oh, yeah, settle down, settle down. 10 km, okay. How many loaders? See, they're being sneaky fucks, okay? They're being sneaky fucks, boys, because here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing. Oh, no. It says right there, 4 out of 4. Okay, so it's got amazing torpedoes. All right, okay. So great torps. Very good torps. All right, cool. Very cool, 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 cool. All right. Excellent torpedoes, because you get 8, but you can build for them to reload in 50 seconds. So 8 torpedoes every 15 seconds. Basically gearing torpedo DPM, probably, something like that. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Dive capacity 5 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Oh, secret mission. Secret mission. All right. 8 km. Long reload. Okay. 2 flights. 7 aircraft. 35 bombs at 6,800. 37 mil pen. All right. Let's see it. Let's see it. Most similar to Utrecht, they claimed. 35 bombs. They do 100 less damage, same fire. That's probably just literally a typo. They refuse to list bomb reticle size because, of course, they fucking do. Aircraft HP 2160. Did we look at that? No way to 2160 plane HP. Can I see that in port, maybe? Can I see it in port? What do we think, guys? So the same, right? Because I think this skill gives you a small amount of plane HP. Basically the same. All right, so they are, excuse me, they are basically copy paste Utrecht strikes that go 8. Maximum speed 25 knots. That's not even okay. You know, for once, Wargaming lied in a way that makes the ship balance because that is not good on. That is not good speed. Oh no. Oh, okay. Scared, guys. Am I about to be flashbanged by the good speed? 25 knots on the surface. I'm scared. Let's scroll. Hold hands. Let's scroll down together. It's not fast. Oh, okay. It isn't fast. Why did they say... Why did they say... I mean, that isn't good. That's, like, very average. I mean, don't get me wrong. Hallelujah. But, like, that isn't good underwater speed. If we look at Submariner creatures, and go to General, and look at max speed... K1 only does that on the surface. I think same with Below. But, like, Surkoff, Barona Whale, right? Like, it's below average, is my point. Like, it's basically second worst after K1. K1 only goes, like, 18 knots underwater or something like that. So it is, like, one of the slowest subs underwater. So why would they say that it has good speed? I don't really understand that. Okay. I mean, that's good. 5A detect, though. Get fucked. Okay. Alright. Alright. Okay. 2.1 periscope spotting. Probably. Okay. Normal DCP. 8 kilometer hydrophone. Infinite. Okay. 9 km. So it's got God tier. Okay. Okay. I mean, I'll be honest with you guys. I'm in the fuck sub clan. I hate subs. But it's definitely no K1. That GPT saw it was higher than surface speed. That's why it's good, probably. The detect's very good. I mean, it's not like best in class even remotely. It's worse than the German subs. It's not very fast. CP hydrophone sub surveillance. I mean, why do I see so few K1s in game? Because you have to play on the surface, and that takes 4 IQ points, which is 4 too many for your average sub enjoyer. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, guys. I'm not panicked. I mean, compare this to Surkov, right? Like, this is what's crazy is compare this ship to Surkov. It's like half as good as Surkov, like legitimately. Because like now, okay, now here's the thing, right? Because like Summers is saying, you only have 8 kilometer range, so like, how are you gonna surface and fight a radar cruiser? Which is a very good point. But you have to remember that subs have access to a captain skill that is literally cheating, called intuition or whatever it is. You just get to know when someone's using radar. So like, you'll be able to just sit like 7 kilometers from the Des Moines or the Moskva and just know any radars. And then when the radar is over, then you can just pop up and airstrike them. But it's not like obscene. It's not truly obscene. I mean, the Devblog is hilarious. We're calling this low HP, and we're calling this good underwater speed. Like, it is hilarious. But I thought it was called Jewish. I can't remember. But it's literally a cheat. Like, it is actually a cheat. It's the only thing in the game that lets people know that someone is using utility without being caught by it. It's crazy. I don't know. I mean, I'm actually, I'm bizarrely non-panicked by it. Like, here's the thing, guys, okay? The average sub player is a complete retard. You think the average sub player is going to be able to use these airstrikes? Like, not a chance. Not a chance, right? I mean, legitimately, no shot. No fucking shot. The average sub player is, they're gonna die early. Like, they're gonna surface to use their airstrike. Now the thing is, okay, here's what I think is dumb. Okay, if I had to point to one thing that's really dumb, I think it's the hydrophone being 8 km. I don't like that because that gives the sub the free ability to airstrike while totally safe. Not a fan. If this was like 6 or even 7, the skill is called Watchful. Okay. The 8 km hydrophone is kind of shitty. Because then, like, between what it's called Watchful. Between Watchful and hydrophone, you will. But it's not like. I don't know. The problem, though, okay, here's the problem, right? The problem that we're not addressing is that the sub has 2 ways of guarantee griefing your damage control. I think that's the elephant in the room here. It's like, normally subs aren't that big of a deal in a lot of surface ships, but like let's say you are pushing in your Hindenburg, okay? And this thing is surface like 775 from your Hindenburg. And it's got both airstrikes loaded. Like, it's going to be able to drop you, see if you DCP. Drop you again, see if you DCP. If you DCP, you are now guaranteed Devstruct to torpedoes. Right? Because there's a lot of cruisers that actually have to damage control in order to dodge subtorps. There's a lot of cruisers where, like, even if you're at full speed with a momentum in your favor, you still cannot juke submarine torps. Like, a midsection home, even on really maneuverable cruisers, like, you're still hitting torps. And so this thing just has so many ways of griefing your damage control. It's also gonna like really this sub is probably gonna be like devastating against bad players because I don't know if you guys have ever played a sub, but one thing you'll notice if you play a sub is probably half of the players in the game will just mindlessly mash DCP if they get pinged once. Like, they won't have any of your torps spotted. They won't know where you are, where the torps are coming, but if you hit them with a homing ping, they'll just mash DCP. Yeah, I mean, I would agree, Summers, that it's not like it's I mean by sub standards, it's not like comparing this to Archerfish or K1 or Surcuff. Like it's not that obscene. You know what I mean? Like cuz they could have made this like way they could have made this way worse, you know. Like the homing torps are not good. The conventional torps are okay. Yeah, that's my point, Kenshin, is like you'll probably need more intelligence to succeed in this sub than most other subs. You know. Now, what I do think is awkward, okay, is why would you ever play 2501? I do feel like this is kind of a shameless power creep on 25. Because you lose range, but like, other than that, other than losing range, just raw range, because 25 has 14 km range, right? Other than losing a bit of range, you do have better torps, the same concealment, or this, sorry, the same consumables, but bonus airstrikes. So it's like 2501 with a bit less range, but extra airstrikes. Yeah, 100% Kenshin. Like, yeah, people will die in this sub way more than most. Because I'm trying to think, like, is there another sub where you're really incentivized to play that close to people? I would say no, right? Or if you are, right? Because, like, in K1, you like to play, like, within 5 km, but it also goes 45 knots. You bet they buff the range on these strikes? I sadly don't disagree with you because I just can very easily foresee these super shitters just dying without ever doing damage in these. Like people, all jokes aside, certain submarines actually require you to be intelligent to play. Like I say this all the time, I have more respect for sub players than Jaeger players because I unironically believe that subs take more skill to play than a ship like Jaeger. I legitimately think that is true. And a ship like that, it's not fast. Now it does. Now the thing though is it has 5 minutes. It's just gonna be like, but see, this isn't good though. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't seem obscenely overpowered again by modern sub standards. It does seem like it'll take intellect to play at least somewhat. But my issue though is like, so it's got this very long reload, right? It's gonna take you, 3.5 minutes to get all your airstrikes back. But they also gave it 5 minutes dive capacity. Secretist mission. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at, Vikings, is like, this is the definition of secret mission submarine. Because you're so incentivized to never spot. You know? You're so incentivized to be a bottom dweller. Like if this sub is on your team, like it's gonna grief both teams, right? If this sub spawns on your team on your flank, it's probably either gonna suicide early or do nothing. Imagine there's an Essex on the enemy team, Kala. If there's an Essex on the enemy team, this might be the most secret mission boat in the game. Because the bombs pen Essex flight deck. So imagine you spawn in this thing, you've got a full battery build, you've got like 6, like how much can you build the battery? Get 310, right? Like what would you take? You would definitely take this. So your 310 is now, so you have 6 minutes of battery. Is there a captain skill? I cannot recall. Yes. So you have 6.5 minutes of battery. Yeah. I think this is the most secret mission ship in the game now. I think confirmed the most secret mission boat in the game. Because, like, legitimately, what's the 4-point captain skill? That's the recharge rate. And, like, honestly, I mean, it's just the toxicity, really. Super secret mission, though. Like, I do think that the sub, it will be less annoying than the average sub, right? Because, like, same thing with K1, right? Like, the reason why U4501 seems good to people is because it doesn't take a brain to play. You just sit on the bottom of the ocean and fidget spin with your teammate spawning for you and ping, right? And so people have this impression that U4501 is a really good sub. In reality, U4501 is arguably one of the worst subs in the game, but it just doesn't take any skill to play. So it feels annoying because the average sub player's skill and ability is down here. And U4501's power level is up here, but the skill required to play is down here. So the average sub player can perform at the level of U4501. Now you have a ship like K1, whose game impact is up here, but the skill required to play it is up here, and the average sub player's skill is down here. So the average sub player cannot perform even to 20% of the power level of K1. Whereas the average sub player can perform to the skill floor of U4501. Just drop underwater, sail for 4 minutes into the enemy spawn, the CV on your team spots the Slava, you dev strike the Slava. Boom. Mission accomplished, right? No game impact. No, it can't fight other subs, it can't deter other subs. When it's forced to surface, it's dead every time. But it just doesn't take a brain. So that's why it seems annoying. Same thing with Jaeger. Like, if you guys pay attention to Jaegers on the enemy team, what you'll realize is every single game, the enemy Jaeger will make a play that if he made the same play in Shima would get him killed 100% of the time. But because Jaeger is basically a 40-knot submarine, it always survives to run away and keep torping. So Jaeger is another one of those boats that's not very good, but seems abnormally good because the average dogshit Jaeger player can actually get value out of the boat. What do I think of Seal? I think Seal is a one-trick pony that just nukes cruisers, to be honest with you. It's really, really good at nuking cruisers, but I feel like it's not very good at anything else. I haven't played it, but that's my impression of watching people play it. Is like, if you are in a cruiser, you're dead. 99 out of 100 times. If Seal wants you dead, your cruiser is cooked. But it's not really good at anything else. That's what it seems like. I mean, I think we've discussed this before, Summers, but basically the reason why I think K1 is so good is because it's a spot demon. Like, it just has so much game impact because it keeps everything spotted all game, and it like actually tanks. Like K1 legitimately tanks damage because of how fast it is. Like that ship is crazy because you're going 45 knots on the surface, and everyone wants to shoot the surface sub, but they don't hit you, and you bait people into shooting all the time. Like two torps kill an EDD. Yeah, you can't really use the homing torps, but K1 is a ship that is designed for how you want to play in every sub, but makes every sub hard to play. We're also ready to reveal the model for Independencia. Okay. Oh no. Legendary rarity, boys. Doesn't that mean that it's on the level of like Kitakami? Steel torps are just crazy because 95, 800 ping speed and 7. Yeah. But again, like, they're not very good against battleships because homing torps aren't really what you want to use against battleships. I mean, they're still fine. But, like, it's a cruiser slammer specialist. Like, it's by far the worst cruiser to, or the worst sub to play into in a cruiser, I think. It is nightmare fuel in a cruiser. Legendary, boys. Legendary. Yeah, but they also buffed the ship a lot. I mean, I'll call right now. The reason they took the FK away from this thing and buffed the base ship is because it just took an ounce of brain cells to use. Remember we talked about this? How the average carrier player would probably be too stupid to get value out of the F key. Legendary. Oh, that's not good. That's really not good. It's really, really not good, guys. I don't like that. That is not optimal. I will say though, this is going to be a sub where like a good player. I know they basically don't exist, but there are a few people who are legitimately good at playing subs. But like a good sub player is just going to ruin your entire fucking game. Like you're going to be bowing on a rock in Des Moines, and this thing is going to go periscope depth that's 5-5, and it's going to shit out. You know, not a lot of alpha strike, but you're going to have to rep the ping, right? You're going to have to rep the ping to dodge the torps. And then, like, now he knows you rep the ping. Because you guys have to remember, okay? Subs actually have another cheat. You guys have to keep this in mind. Submarines are unique in that they have two built in literal cheats to them, okay? Cheat number one is watchful. You get to know when someone is using utility without them knowing that you know. No class in the game has that ability other than subs. But subs have another cheat that I think people are forgetting about, guys. And that is going to make this crazy. Subs know if you have DCP on or not. Guys, you guys have forgotten this. Submarines know for a fact if your DCP is on or not. Because all they have to do is switch to the ping. They switch to the 1 key to homing ping you, and it will tell them if your DCP is on or not. Very cool. Very cool game design, to be sure. They have two built-in cheats. So you're going to know. Like, you're going to know. It's basically the Tromp of subs. I mean, I know it's Dutch, so obviously it's a no-brainer comparison, but it's like kind of the I mean, imagine if Tromp had homing torps, right? Because like, if you guys have ever been on a flank in your battleship pushing into a skilled Tromp player, you know that that's one of the most AIDS experiences in the entire video game because you can't dodge the airdrops. I'm very intrigued, by the way, to know what the drop time is. I'm assuming it's the same as Utrecht, which will make them a little bit easier to dodge. But like, I mean, if you're in a battleship, like, what do you do? You know what I mean? Like what do you do? I feel like this is kind of the opposite of Seal. We just talked like I think Seal is like an anti-cruiser assassin, but this is like a battle. To me, this is like a battleship griefer because I mean, Summers made a good point. Like, yes, you can use Watchful to know if radar's on or not, but still, playing this thing in front of a radar cruiser well is going to be dicey, right? It's definitely going to be dicey to play this into cruisers with utility. But playing this thing into like a Montana, I mean, it has 5 minutes of battery. Like, imagine being in a battleship solo on the flank, and this thing is in your ass. It's gonna surface at 7. It's gonna drop you with airstrikes. It's gonna go to periscope depth, nuke you with torps. And you're gonna perma like it's probably gonna be like the BB farmer version of a submarine. I mean, you're not very fast, so I don't see you doing well against destroyers in this thing, right? I do not see you doing super well against DDs. I don't see you doing super well against cruisers because the homing torps aren't very good, and you only have 4 in a launch. I mean, you can shoot 8 every minute, but you only have 4 in a launch, right? So you don't have like one shot ability with one rack of torps on a cruiser. So in a way, I think that's good because battleships, I would argue, currently suffer the least against subs of any class. So I do think it's good that like on paper this ship is designed to torture battleships. I mean that's not good. My point is if a ship is going to torture ships, I would prefer it torture battleships instead of like torpedo boat, right? Like if you are in Shima and a K1 is on your flank, like you're totally cooked. Like there's nothing you can't play the game, right? You can't force him under without shooting at him. You can't catch him. So like if you're in a stealth destroyer and a K1 is on your flank or an archerfish is on your flank, it's too fast for you to chase and depth charge. So you can like let it pig spot you or shoot it to force it under, but that's not a good plan either, right? But it's gonna have 6.5 minutes of battery with a full build. So it's just gonna be secret mission, battleship, griefer, which I mean, is obviously horrendous game design, but by the standards of the recent subs, right? Because between Archerfish K1 and Surcuff, I'd rather have this, I guess, in my game. I mean, that's really where we're at, right?